Now that you know how to use the advisor dashboard and access it in your tools, there are some other options for monitoring student performance and participation in other teachers' courses. So first, you're going to want to have them add you as a course admin. So once you're a course admin, what you'll do is look at the students in this particular course that you want to monitor, and I recommend creating a grading group. So I already created a grading group here. I can edit by just selecting the individual students. I can also create a small grading group. So I can make it my advisory, and maybe there are these 3 example students are going to be in my grading group. So one of the interesting things that you can use the grading group for is that in this particular class, let's just say this entire folder is for my advisory group that's in this class, so just my 3 students. I can click edit, and I can, apologies. What I would do is edit on the individual items, and then I can use these 3 dots to individually assign. So I can type in my advisory and make sure that those students are assigned. And so I can do that for any number of activities. And so, I did it again, sorry. In order to individually assign, when I click on the gear of the folder, I can individually assign this entire folder to either my advisory or to select students. So now this entire folder is assigned to only that group of kids, and I can see that by the one group showing up here. The other additional feature is that I can go into this teacher's gradebook and see how those particular students are doing. And there's a few ways I can do it. By having a grading group, it makes it really easy. If I select on all members and just select my advisory group, I now see just their grades. The trick here is I probably want to just toggle to quarter 1, because then I can actually see all of the assignments that the students have been assigned and the grades that this particular individual has received. From here, I can also see if there's a particular comment. If I need to add a remark or a comment to a student, I can also add that here. So one of the things that you can also notice is that if the teacher has marked it as incomplete or missing, they would be able to designate those items from here, and so can you. So one of the interesting things about the grading groups is that you can, of course, also add a column. So let's just say that you needed to add something for your tracking purposes. You would create that column, whatever you need it to call, and you can either do it for completion or as an ungraded activity. I don't have my grading categories perfectly set up in my sandbox here, but just for demonstration purposes. Let's see here. Yep, here it is. Here's my advisory item. And so I can even mark that as excused, and I can assign grades here. One of the things is if it's just for completion, you could also use a 0 and 1, and you want to make sure that you set this up properly in my grading sandbox, so it's not going to be set up properly, but just know that in your live course, completion is not going to affect their overall grade. So a 1 and a 0 can be used. So for example, if they attended or completed the advisory piece that you were monitoring within this class, you can use this to track for yourself what happened that particular day. So if you needed to know whether or not the student participated in class this day, you can look and see what materials the student submitted and just kind of monitor that way.